All right. Warren Fiscal Court, Friday, June 26th is now called to order. I want to ask Esquire Mark Young to lead us in prayer. Everyone, please, as soon as Mark is finished with the prayer, please stand for the pledge, and Esquire Young will lead us in the pledge. Mark?
Bow with me, please. Lord, we thank you so much for this beautiful morning.
We thank you for the blessed privilege of living in Warren County. We pray for our country. We pray for our county. We pray for all the leadership. Give them guidance, especially in this troubling time that we're in. God, we want to remember all those that are first responders, all those that put their life in danger each and every day to care for others. Be with them and be with their families. Now, God, we ask you to be with us as a fiscal court, that the things we do this morning is for the benefit of all. We pray that we will take our job seriously, each one of us, and do the best that we can. God, we thank you for Jesus, his life, his death, and the promise. And it's in his name that we offer this prayer. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand, yo. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Brenda, if you can hear me, please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings. Here. Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire Payne. Esquire Payne.
Here.
Esquire Young.
Esquire Young was muted, I think. Okay. There he is. All right. We need to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of June 12th, 2020. Do I have a motion to Squire Payne? I apologize. I couldn't hear you.
Second by Cummings.
Oh, okay. Squire Cummings' sound is down a little bit. Nikki, if you can adjust that. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We need to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department.
McWhorter approves. Second by Young.
Second, motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We need to approve the personnel changes for Warren County.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne, second.
Second by Squire Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We have to approve the second and final reading of ordinance 2027, rezoning property located at a portion of 890 Mount Olivet Gherkin Road from residential estate to agriculture, containing approximately 0.15 acres and 8 and at 844 Mount Olive at Gherkin Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately .15 acres and presently owned by John and Annie Starnes and Evelyn Pershka, with the City County Planning Commission as the power of attorney for this transaction.
Motion, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young and second by, is that Squire McWhorter? Okay. All righty.
Yes.
All righty. Any discussion or questions about this? All right. Ms. Hale, please.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2028, rezoning property at 3970 and 4014 Browning Road from agriculture and residential estate to residential estate containing approximately 3.45 acres and presently owned by the estate of Margaret Stahl, Barry Stahl, and Briggs Stahl.
Motion, Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by
Squire Young.
Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Motion passes. Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2029, rezoning property at a portion of 0 and 125 Sandstone Way from agriculture to residential estate to residential estate containing approximately 1.45 acres presently owned by Mount Pleasant Baptist Church and Tanya and Clifton Cawthorn, with the City County Planning Commission as the power of attorney.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, next item is to approve the second and final reading of ordinance 2030, amending the budget of Warren County.
So moved, Squire Young.
Okay, I got a motion by Squire Young, second by McWhorter. Second by Squire McWhorter. Any discussion or questions? Ms. Hale, please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2031, rezoning property at a portion of 600 and 630 Hill Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 4.34 acres and presently owned by Charles E. Crosland, with Matt Napier as the applicant. Do I have a motion? Motion by Squire Payne to approve. I think, was that Squire Cummings?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Motion, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 12 is to approve the second and final reading of ordinance 2032, rezoning property at 506 Cleveland Drive from agriculture to rural residential containing approximately 6.59 acres and presently owned by Jerry and Bonnie Miller.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second by Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, motion approved. Next item is to approve the 211 report for May of 2020.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence,
Second by Squire Young.
second by Squire Young. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody needs to unmute Rex.
Okay. Item number 14. I can hear you now.
Got you, Rick.
Item number 14 is to approve the determination in the amount of $3,870 to Finley Fire Equipment for one inflatable rescue boat. There are 3 quotes listed, only 2 received, and this was the lowest best quote.
Motion by Gorman.
Motion by Squire Gorman,
Second by Young.
Second by Squire
second by
Lawrence.
Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 15 is to approve the May 2020 Treasurers Report. Motion by Squire Payne, second.
Squire Young.
Second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 16 is to approve the wellness agreement with Peel and Holland for the wellness program for county employees, the annual cost of $20,000. Motion by Squire Payne, second.
Second by Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 17 is to accept the best bids for 2001 aggregate materials from Charles DeWeese Construction, Inc. and Martin Marietta in the amount, in the submitted bid prices.
Motion by Cummings.
Squire Cummings' motion, second.
Second, Young.
Second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, item number 18 is to accept the lowest and best bid for 2002 emulsified asphalt from Asphalt Materials at the submitted prices.
Motion by Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next, item number 19 is to accept the lowest and best bid from 2003 metal drainage pipe from Bowling Green Steel at their submitted bid prices.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second by Squire Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 20 is to accept the lowest and best bid for 2004 signs from Econo Signs LLC at their submitted prices.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne, second.
Second by Squire Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 21 is to accept the lowest and best bid for 2005 gasoline and diesel fuel from Valor Oil at their submitted prices.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second by Squire Payne.
second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 22 is to accept the best bids for 2006 tree trimming from Runners Tree Service and Gill's Tree Service at their submitted prices.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by
Squire Payne.
Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Squire McWhorter still muted? Or can you hear him and I just can't?
He's muted.
Squire McWhorter, are you there?
I think his screen was frozen, so he might have dropped service. There he is.
Okay, all righty. Item number 23. To accept the lowest and best bid for bituminous asphalt for resurfacing roads from Scotty's Contracting and Stone LLC at their submitted prices.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence,
Second by Squire Young.
second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 24 is to approve Landmark Engineering, Inc., DDS Engineering, PLLC, Arnold Consulting Engineering Services, Inc., JM Yao, Barry Claypool and Associates, Inc., and Van Meter and Slavery for on-call engineering and surveying for Warren County.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne,
Second by Cummings.
second by Squire Cummings.
And that should be Van Meter and Slavey. That's not slavery. Correct.
Yes, it should. Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
All right. All right. Anyone have any other questions or comments? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am. I see Rex.
Sorry, guys, I'm been in and out of service.
Okay. Item number 25 is to approve the 2021 earthquake insurance policy from CAECO for Warren County. Its renewal premium for 2021 is $16,435.
So made McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second by Squire Young.
second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, item number 26 is to approve the termination in the amount of $4,925 to Bowling Green Garage Doors for replacement of our overhead door section with glass and a walk-through door at the Warren County Road Department. There were 2 quotes received, and this was the lowest and best quote.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Item number 27, approve change order in the amount of $36,027 to Miller and York LLC for additions to the renovation of 1141 State Street, and this is paid for through the stormwater program.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions?
Hey, Josh, is this something we didn't anticipate, or just curious what the change order's for?
Combination of two things, a couple things. There are a few things that I missed when I put the spec together that we needed to do. But the majority of that work are some things that we added. We were able to actually move our system, do plumbing. James and his guys did a lot of that work, but we actually ended up building an office, created a new storage closet. We just added a lot of things that once we got in pairing out that we thought we could do to make space a little more efficient. So the majority of that is just new stuff.
Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Discussion. Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to approve budget transfers for Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 29 is to grant authority for Judge Executive to to sign funding agreement between the City of Bowling Green and the Warren County Drug Task Force and Warren Fiscal Court.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings. Second.
Order.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 30 is to grant judge executive authority to sign all burn jag grant related documents for the Bowling Green Warren County Drug Task Force. Motion by Squire Payne.
Second by Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 31 is to approve the supplemental receipt to document timely postmark payments received after the delinquent tax bill transfer date for the Warren County Clerk's Office. Motion by Squire Payne, second.
Second by Cummings.
Second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
He's trying to get that.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't know why they came over.
Next item is to accept the lowest and best bid from Compass Minerals America, Inc. for road salt at the price of $75.88 per ton. Motion by Squire Payne.
Squire Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Josh, how does that compare? Do you know what that compares to last year?
A little bit lower, I believe, but I think the change is, last year we had to take so much salt. We don't have to take it this year. which is-
Okay,
We got quite a bit.
yeah. All righty. No other questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes, ma'am.
Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 33 is to approve the adoption of Resolution 2013 of the Warren County Fiscal Court designating the Intermodal Transportation Authority, Inc. to receive Tennessee Valley Authority funds under the Regional Development Agency Assistance Program and authorizing the filing of a Regional Development Agency Assistance Program proposal and grant application for up to $153,846.15 in the RDAAP funds with the Department for Local Government and authorizing the designated Intermodal Transportation Authority to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. This is what we do each year. Motion by Squire Payne,
Second by Cummings.
second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 34 is to approve emergency determination amount of $1,400 to the UPS store for printing voter instructions.
Motion by McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings.
Correct.
Okay, discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Squire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Payne, Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 35 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $2,168.52 to Gary Force Paint and Body Shop for repairs to a vehicle that was hit by a parking lamp that fell off of a pole at Ed Spears Park. 3 quotes were solicited and only 2 received, and this was the lowest and best quote.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne,
Second by Squire Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Squire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to grant judge executive authority to sign the 2021 Household Hazardous Waste Grant Agreement, and all the related documents.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second by Gorman.
second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions?
Are we having one this year?
We hope to.
Okay, good.
I can answer that if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
As you know, we had to cancel the one in the spring, but hopefully in the fall we'll be able to do it, provided the virus doesn't have a big surge again. We're trying to come up with ways to
Socially
still
distant.
host it while limiting interaction and things, but it would require people to stay in their cars, which they're supposed to do, but they don't like to do. So it also depends on volunteers. We rely heavily on volunteers and the jail inmates to do the event. But either way, we have the grant, which gives us enough funds for 2 events, one in the fall and one in the spring. So hopefully at least by next spring we'll be good to go.
All righty. I hope. We'll keep praying. Thank you, Nikki. Item number 37. Approve the health insurance for Warren County with Anthem and Houchins Insurance Group and Peel Holland as the brokers of record.
So move. Order.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second. Second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Squire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 38 is to approve the U.S. Administrative Services, previous FEBCO, what used to be FEBCO, as the third-party administrator for HSA and HRA services for Warren County. The county will provide up to $350 a month to an HSA or HRA for those employees who waive the county's health insurance.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne, second.
Order.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Squire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Payne, Squire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion approved. Next item is to approve Roy Hunter CPA as the auditor for the 2021 fiscal year for Warren County. Motion by
Squire Payne.
Squire Payne, second.
Cummings.
Second by Squire Cummings.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
That that actually needs to say 2019, 2020. I think I sent it to Brenda wrong.
All
But I
right.
was just, because it needs to be for the year that we're ending now, because that's
Right.
what we're selecting.
Right. I'm glad you corrected that before I blamed it on Brenda. All right. Thank you. All right. Everyone understands that 2019-20 is the audit year. We have discussion or questions on that? Please call the roll, Brenda.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Approve the treasurer's report, treasurer's settlement for 19-20 fiscal year.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne. Second?
Second.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 41 is to approve the claims. Will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General fund, $685,911. Road fund, $128,480. Jail fund, $338,019. Stormwater fund, $90,761. And Fed forfeiture fund, $28,392. We have to answer any questions.
Squire Young makes a motion to pay the claims as submitted.
Motion by Squire Young, pay claims submitted, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne, Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I may have a late entry here. I guess I need to ask Josh. We have two mosquito sprayers. One of them is totally dead and we need to replace it. At the beginning of the meeting, we didn't have a cost. Do we now, Josh?
No, Jerry is not back. He said it was going to be a little cheaper. Probably should come in with shipping a little under 14,000, but he was still trying to get something in writing. And they were hoping they had one in stock. So unfortunately, don't have confirmed today.
Okay. Since we can't confirm the price today, I'd like to get your authorization to proceed. And I'll enter it with the exact price as an emergency order at the next meeting. We really don't need to wait on a mosquito sprayer.
Squire Young makes a motion that we go ahead and purchase a mosquito sprayer.
Second by Squire Lawrence.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just handle it as a maximum of, say, $15,000.
That should work. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have a motion.
Just for the record,
Pardon me?
just for the record, that mosquito sprayer is 27 years old, Jerry said.
Oh, the one that we've got. Yeah.
It retired.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we desperately need it. There's no question. But have authorization to go ahead and proceed with purchasing the mosquito sprayer for anything less than $15,000. It's and we'll just get the quotes and bring the best quote back. But we're going to go ahead and take that as an authorization to purchase. And that was by Squire Young. We have a second?
Lawrence,
Yeah. Squire Lawrence gave you the second.
Oh, Squire Lawrence. Okay. All right. Second with Squire Lawrence. Any discussion about that? it's quite a bit. We'll ask the city if they want to participate in the purchase, but I'm pretty much know what their answer will be.
Ha, ha, ha.
But we will ask anyway. Every now and then, the show of conscience. No further discussion. Please call the roll.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All righty. Sheriff Hightower, are you on here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We're all good, Judge. We're just making it day to day.
All righty. Well, I appreciate it. We'll talk later, but I know that you've got plenty going on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you. Ms. Yates, are you still working on the motor? Okay. Okay. Taylor Harmon. No?
Judge,
Yes.
Judge,
Yeah.
Jailer Harmon has one in the hospital, and he's doing lots of video chats with court today, so he's unable to be here. He said that he wanted to tell you that, number one, and number two, he's had several requests for trash pickup on the highway, and that crew has not started again because although he submitted his plan to the proper authorities, that plan has not been approved by the state yet. And until that's approved, he's unable to put that crew out of the jail. So he wanted the fiscal court to know that. But he's working on it, has been working on it, and he's been extremely busy. So I wanted the court to know that.
Yeah, he has been extremely busy, and I was aware of the fact that they hadn't started back yet, but I'm not sure that everyone at home was. We're getting plenty of calls, and just because people haven't been out doesn't mean they haven't thrown their trash along the highways. They seem to have just gone out just to do that. But while we got you on the line here, Ms. Milliken, do you have anything else that you'd like to share with us regarding your office?
It appears that in July, the courts are going to be status quo. So they are allowing walk-ins. If you have a court scheduled, they do prefer that you call in because we're still trying to limit the contact and practice social distancing, which can be difficult at the Justice Center when you have a voluminous court docket. So if you can call in, call the clerk's office, give them your phone number, 270-746-7400, and they'll be glad to have the judge call you on your scheduled court date. Other than that, when we can Skype with you, if you'd like to appear via Skype Business, they can do that if you want to provide your email address. So it's just like in person. It's all recorded. And any questions, they can call my office, 270-782-2760.
Hey,
Okay.
Amy, can I ask a question?
Of course.
How about evictions or that kind of stuff? That's open back up yet? Is that still a governor order, not to do it at this point yet? Have you heard anything about evictions?
I have not heard that that's opened back up. That's just a little bit out of my wheelhouse. Judge Buchanan, do you know? Ours are more child support and criminal.
Gonna make the call. I believe he's going to make the call toward the end of July.
End of July? Okay.
Yeah. I'll confirm that today, though, for you, Squire Cumming. All right. Anything else, Ms. Milliken?
No, the child support office is still up and running as well. They can call for appointments. We do a lot of telephonic appointments. We're doing a lot of mediations to keep the cases on track. We're scheduling those, and any unsuccessful mediations are referred for hearing, but we've had a great success with our mediations, and those court orders are being entered. The child support office telephone number is 270-781-3654, and we welcome any telephone calls. And other than that, it's the new normal of business. So
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Comer. Mr. Comer, you've been working the elections.
We were just there to support Miss Yates, and she did a great job, and parks are going good. We're going to begin our phase reopening stage 6 around July the 6th. So everything is going well here at the park.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Like the haircuts.
Pardon me?
You like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I like the haircut. It looks good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Judge. We're still up and running. Everything's going well.
All right, sir. Mr. Young on here?
I don't think so.
Okay. Ms. Collar? Nikki?
Thank you, Judge.
Nothing? Okay. Okay, Mr. Pearson.
Yes, sir, Judge. Good morning, everybody. If everybody's not aware, the Kroger testing site has been closed at Basil Griffin Park. Kroger has moved their operation up to Pikeville. We did some extensive testing. I'd like to get a report out to fiscal court, but we did over 17,000 tests in Warren County. Kroger as a partner did over 5,900 of those. We've tested about 13.7% of our population. And our local facilities will still offer testing for those that want to get it. The Medical Center, Greenview, Fairview Community Health, the ZIP clinics, Bluegrass Medical, and Walmart on Morgantown Road is still doing testing. So the cases have not slowed down. So far this week, you had 106 new cases, not counting what's going to come in today. So we just like to recommend the public use social distancing, utilize your mask. It's not over, it's still here. Think of everyone else and be safe.
Yes, I agree. It's definitely not over. People are acting like it is. No one's wearing, I shouldn't say no one, very many people are not wearing masks. Not that hard to wear a mask. No one's trying to force you to from a legal perspective or from your own conscience. It's to protect the people you're around. So if you wear a mask when you're in public, you're protecting your family, you're protecting your friends. If you don't wear a mask, it's the sign of total disrespect, disregard for your friends and people you come in contact with. We're not, just because we're opening back up doesn't mean that we're out of the woods. It certainly doesn't mean that the risks are gone. And actually, by opening back up and getting the parks back open and getting the businesses back open and getting people to Kroger's and Lowe's and Home Depot and Walmart is far more dangerous than where we were when we were safe at home. So you have more risk right now from people you don't even know have it. I read something yesterday said that 9 out of 10 cases that have COVID right now don't know they have it. So you may be going to play golf with someone who has no earthly idea that they have COVID yet, but they may be passing it on to you and spreading it to you and thereby to your family, to your mother, father, siblings, to your children. So if you wear the mask, you're doing yourself a favor and you're doing a big favor for everyone you come in contact with. Pardon me?
Director Hunt on Wednesday's call informed us that a lot of the new cases are showing up in the 20 to 27 age group. So we're seeing a lot of that. You've noticed we've had some eateries that's had to close down because of employees that's come down positive. So from a business perspective, if those businesses want to continue and not have to close down, they also need to encourage their employees and their patrons to utilize masks.
Yeah. If they don't, honestly, I don't know exactly what we're going to do because I don't think we can afford to close everything up again.
Yeah.
But some states, I think there are like 20 states that are having bigger spikes than they've had at their peak. And it's because people are not wearing masks and social distancing. It's as simple as that. So, and if you don't mind making people sick around you, don't wear the mask. You know, that's kind of crazy, but I have a lot of friends who refuse to do it themselves. I try to avoid them, and I hope they're trying to avoid me. Anyway, that's we'll move right along. Are you on there, Mr. Brandstetter? He's pretty busy. I suspect that Bob is not with us today. Mr. Appling, I see you're here, but you're muted, so no one can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Can now.
All right. We're still going up. We're still operating up here. We're operating on still by email, fax, and we're taking no walk-in customers, but we will do appointments and do curbside service. So anybody that needs it, just call 270-781-3530. And we're operating. It's worked real well for us, and we've had very few complaints, and it's going smooth.
Great. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Judge.
Appreciate you. Okay. Mr. Peterson, are you on with us?
I am. Thank you, Judge. I don't have anything today.
All right. Thank you so much, Ben. Miss Alexiev? Okay. Mr. Markram?
Took a day off.
Okay. All right. James Markram's not with us today. Chief Russell Justice, I see you're here. You're muted though, Chief. Chief, you're muted. Chief Justice. Now I'm muted.
Okay, you got me now?
Got you now.
All right. Hey, y'all doing a good job up there. A little update. Browning will do their phone call. I asked.
You got muted again.
Just say thank you. Back at you. Anyway, I'm back now. Got me now. Yeah. So Browning's the last one that we have. Then it'd be a waiting game on how long it takes them to do the final grading on it. So everybody's got everything done on that. I want to thank Sheriff Hightower and his good deputies that work with all the fire departments when we have a run. They're out there working with us. They're doing a great job. And y'all have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Russ. Do we have any other chiefs on there with us? Chief Hamilton, Chief Duckett, okay. All righty. Miss Milliken, you have anything else?
Yikes.
No, Judge. Sorry, couldn't get it to unmute. No, thank you. Have a great day.
Right.
Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
And thank you for keeping our flags going and waving. This community certainly appreciates that.
You're most welcome. I'm very very happy that we did too. I felt that it was appropriate. Mr. Burrell, you have anything you'd like to share?
Thanks, Judge.
Deputy Judge Smith. Thank you. You stay safe. County Clerk Hale.
Hey, thank you, Judge, and have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Thank you. You too. Okay. Squire Payne?
Thank you, Judge. Just hope everybody stays safe and keep everybody in everybody's prayers.
Squire Gorman?
Thank you, Judge. Just a quick reminder with all the public displays, especially the Kiwanis Club after 49 years not having their fireworks. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking with COVID and everything else would be a great time to do fireworks themselves. But just as a reminder, 10,000 people last year had to go to emergency rooms for fireworks related issues. And that's when we had a bunch of public displays. So please be safe out there for the 4th of July holiday. And also just keep in mind that there will be people shooting off fireworks in your neighborhoods. And that's just part of it. I appreciate the freedom, but let's be safe out there. And I hope everyone has a great weekend coming up. Thanks, Judge.
Thank you so much, Squire Gorman. Squire Cummings.
Thank you, Judge. A couple things, just a reminder to all the other magistrates. NCTC is actually hooking people up out in the test pilot area for high-speed internet. I have had at least a dozen call me that got the service and is extremely happy with the speed of the service. So it's exciting. I've been in contact with Warner Electric, and they say they should have this whole pilot project done by September. Everybody should be ready and hooked up by September. So Boys Community had their annual ice cream social this past Saturday, and that was kind of the topic out there. Everybody was very pleased to have the availability of having high-speed internet. So it's going to be well received. So if any of y'all know anybody that lives in the pilot area, please encourage them to sign up, because that will help the rest of Warren County get this, also. So I want to, but I do, the fact that they're hooking up now is a good thing, and appreciate that. And the only other thing else I had was kind of a heads up and a congrats to Lynette and her staff and Chris and all them. Everybody who I talked to went out to Fillmore Park to vote, said it was seamless, it was quick. I really was expecting a disaster, but it was well done, and I just want to congratulate those folks who put that on, because it went over really well.
It did go over. It did go over really well. I guess I had 1,000 complaints before the election day, because everyone was anticipating it to not go well, and I've had nothing but positive calls ever since election day. People were calling me on election day and said, I got through in 4 minutes, or I got through in 7 minutes with a huge line. It was well done.
Yeah.
So
y'all have a great 4th, and enjoy your weekend, and thank you all for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm also glad you brought up the broadband, the NCTC pilot project. It is important, so important, that this is a success. I hope everyone out there is signing up for it. Just about everyone out there has told me they wanted it. And if they're not signing up, then they're doing a disservice to themselves, because it will make a difference as to whether the rest of Warren County starts to get broadband. And I can tell you, for the last 10 years, we've been fighting this, trying to get high-speed universal broadband throughout the county, accessibility, affordable, accessible broadband. And during this last 3 months, while kids have been out of school, trying to do their studies and do their homework from home, it's been really frustrating for most of the teachers and most of the county school system. The students are having to go to other people's homes while they're supposed to be quarantining. They're having to go to other people's homes or to parking lots at like Starbucks and places like that have Wi-Fi, so they can actually do their homework. And that's not what we anticipated, or not what we wanted the outcome to be. But it's because we don't have the access to broadband throughout the county. And we're really going to need to work on that over the next few months to try to get this. If we ever have to go through this again, which I hope we don't, we really need to be prepared, and having access to affordable broadband really helps everyone to prepare. So we're going to continue working on that and really give it an extra effort now. Squire Lawrence.
Yeah, Judge, I'd just like to encourage everybody to remain diligent about wearing your mask when you're out in public. It's very important, like you always say, it's not what you're doing when you're wearing the mask for yourself, but you're keeping it from going on everybody else. And it would just be a whole lot better if everybody done it. You'd cut the transmission down. I think they said to 3% or something of what it normally would be by both people wearing a mask and maintaining the 6 feet that we're supposed to do. Also, I'm really proud of our Mount Zion Baptist Church, John C. Lee, John Alma Barnett. They did Feeding America again this last Wednesday. They're always every month doing a good job over at Lincoln Park. And I just like to say it's good to see everybody again. You know, it's always good to be able to interact with everybody and see everybody's faces.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Squire Young. Squire Young.
Had to unmute myself. I didn't want y'all hearing all the birds. No, Judge, thanks. Just everybody be careful. One thing, if someone would mention the dates for legal fireworks, the dates that are open, what are those dates?
Do you have that ordinance with you, Ms. Milliken?
Are you asking me if I have the fireworks ordinance with me? Sorry.
Yeah.
I do. I apologize. I do not have that in front of me. Do you have it with you?
I do not. I was counting on my county attorney.
Sorry. Sorry.
I just asked for that because I know that, you know, we are going to get some phone calls. We magistrates will be getting some phone calls. So, you know, I
Absolutely.
just want to make everybody aware that, you know, there are just certain dates and times that's legal.
I know the fiscal court clerk has it with her because we were talking about that. That is some, and I know she can give you the dates and times, but on a side note of that, that is something that we probably want to look at. I know the city has revised some of their language since we originally passed this. And I know we try to keep very consistent rules and regulations with regard to fireworks, keep the consistency with the city. So I think that we need to probably look at ours and look at just updating it and revising it. So if you have any concerns or you have any changes you'd like to see, if you can text or email those to me, I'll be glad to put those in the update. But that's something we should do maybe within the next month so that everyone has plenty of time and plenty of notice before the next July 4th celebration. But I think the clerk has it in front of her. Is that right? I heard her say.
Ms. Hale?
I can email that to every magistrate if they would like.
I've got it, but Judge, I've got it right here. So just so very quickly, Mark, June 27th through July 3rd, and also the 5th and 6th, it's 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. On July 4th, it's 10 a.m. to midnight. Keeping in mind, June 27th is tomorrow, so I'm sure no one's heard any fireworks yet. And the other thing that's important is the ordinance says they should not be shot off within 200 feet of a structure. So that's the basics of it right there.
Right. So if you live closer than 200 feet to your next door neighbor, don't shoot them off. Go somewhere else where you're not within 200 feet of your next door neighbor or of your house for that matter. And when you're shooting off fireworks, you should always keep a water source close by so that you can put out a grass fire or something if you happen to start one. So try to remember those things, and thank you, Spark Gorman, for having that handy.
Hey, Judge, this is Chris. Hey, can I add to that real quick?
I'm sorry, who is this?
This is Chris. Can I just add in regards to
Yes,
the county
please.
parks? We will have signs posted every year We do have park staff. We do not allow fireworks at any of the county parks properties, just
Yeah.
for safety reasons. And we'll have signage posted beginning July 1.
All righty. That's great. That's great. And have we had people that tried to shoot off fireworks inside the park?
We've actually had a couple of small fires that we've been able to put out on playgrounds. And so in mulch areas, so we don't allow the sparklers or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that no one tries to. Someone whirling something around?
Mark's birds.
Squire McWhorter. Squire McWhorter, we've lost Squire McWhorter again.
Okay, are you back? Am I back?
All right, Squire McWhorter.
I apologize for being in and out of service today, but it's not my fault. But anyway, we're headed back from vacation, and I thought this would work very well, but in and out of service. So anyway, thank you for everything you've done, and just everyone, please stay safe during the holiday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Squire McWhorter. I appreciate it. Y'all stay safe. Drive carefully. Hope you're not driving while you're doing this.
No, I have a chauffeur.
Oh, good. You got a great chauffeur.
I hope you had him in Florida.
No, he
yes,
hasn't.
I have.
All right. Go ahead. You need to quarantine for the next 14 days.
We've been safe. We've been eating in.
All righty. Okay, our next fiscal court meeting is scheduled for Friday, July 10th, 2020 at 9 a.m. July 10th, 2020. Now, at this point, we're planning on having it this way. There'll be a virtual meeting, but we may call you later. We may end up having it here. I'll be here either way, but we plan on having the courthouse open after the 6th, but I'm meeting with some of the courthouse staff to determine if that's going to be realistic to get that done. And as of right now, let's plan on July 10th, 2020, 9 a.m. by virtual meeting, but we may call you within the next few days and if possible. Is there any other business to be brought before this body? Motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Second?
Second.
Second.